Hello and welcome to Penny for a Tale. My name is Mitchell, and we have one of the most amazing phenomenons occurring today. The first time Alex will be GMing on our Twitch stream, doing Star Wars. Cue epic. But before we get to that, why don't we get to know some of our cast members a little bit better? To my left, to your right, is Daniel. Why don't you say a little something, Daniel?
Hi, I'm Daniel. I also play on the Age for Ashes that they run on Sundays. And I'm super excited for this game. Alex has been talking about it for forever, so this is going to be awesome to play through. So everybody enjoy.
All right, and right above me, one of the coolest peoples I know, humanoids, Jasmine.
Hello! I'm brain dead from work, so glad to be back.
That was late.
Yep, that's it.
All right, Alex, what we doing today?
Okay. Hi everyone. I am Alex Roth. I am back on Penny for a Tale. This time GMing, like Mitch said. First time doing it on stream. First time having people potentially not my players watch this, so I'm a little horrified. But today we are playing Star Wars: Edge of the Empire. Fantasy Flight's wonderful role-playing system. I am super excited. So, before we start anything, before we start setting or, a long time ago's, I want my players to roll their 1 Force die to check out their Force destinies.
Yay!
We have to
Force
do this.
die.
Yeah, and tell me your results.
I don't gotta do nothing.
Yeah. So as my players are rolling this, I'll kind of give a little explanation. Fantasy Flight and Star Wars do not use numerical die. They use their own dice system with successes, failures, disadvantages, and advantages, as well as critical successes and critical failures, as well as Force die. So they are right now rolling that. They have the chance of rolling light side and dark side points, which can be used later for their benefit or my benefit.
Yeah, strangely, I got the Gray Jedi result for my die.
You didn't get anything?
I got dark side.
Oh, okay. 1 dark side or 2 dark side?
1 dark side.
1 dark side, okay.
1
I
taint.
got 2 dark side.
2 dark side, okay.
And I got 1 dark side.
Oh man! The galaxy is given some direction here.
Galaxy best step up.
It really should. No. All right. So with that out of the way, let's start. All right. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we are playing 1 ABY, which means after the Battle of Yavin. So approximately 1 year after the destruction of the first Death Star. We're saying approximately because it's a little bit before Empire. So that is the time setting. So we are right now at the height of Empire's power and their strength, and their reaches are vast. Camera closing in on the sector that we are on. We are in T16 space. This is, if you have the galaxy map, far off in the upper right-hand quadrant, just before Wild Space. We are located right now at a space station. The space station is known as T16, T16, or commonly TIG, T-I-G. This space station is the final stop between Wild Space and the Inner Rims. This is considered a habitable place for a lot of different types of people and individuals, mainly looking to stay out of the Empire's reach and out of the Empire's knowledge. So, and this has been a safe haven for a lot of different types of we'll say, lower class individuals and people not trying to be found. This area has always had a sense of ruralness as well as nonconformity for the empire. Smugglers and bounty hunters alike are found here and make their homes here. This is where you can get what you need to get without anyone asking questions. This has also been a place where Rebel Alliance spies as well as Imperial spies have made their way in. So we're starting off on the space station, Tig. At one of the more, we'll say, individuals who has resided here for some time, whether they are here for longer or not, what their plans are, we'll let them decide. And we're going to focus in on Mitchell's character. Mitchell, if you'll explain your character and what they do here.
Yeah, so as you guys look at Noah, who is a Mickean. The Mickean are a race that looks very much humanoid, except they have like tentacles for hair, very much like my own, just more thicker. He kind of has a almost a yellowish red dusk tint to his skin, and his eyes are like almost a gold. Right now, he has a pad out and he's looking at the wall, which has opened up to several equations on the wall, as several students are kind of looking at him. Some of them aren't paying attention. They're roughly about the age of like not kindergarten. I know ages, middle school, we'll say. But Noah is carefully instructing them concerning the mathematics that they'll need to at least be competent in the world.
So Noah is, how long has he been on this space station?
He's been here for about 6 years.
6 years. And what is this business that he has there?
His primary thing is educating the kids of all the spacers and such who work on the Outer Rim and on the space station. So he provides a education. It's definitely not something he gets a lot of money for. He just pretty much has a slight little room and his basic needs taken care of. And some people don't really care about what is instructed. I think part of it is they get to drop off their kids and I have to deal with them for a while. And Noah tries to teach them about life, biology, mathematics, everything he can impart onto their young minds.
Okay. So in this classroom, you have, as you said, about, we'll say, a dozen or so young, various species children sitting in your classroom. And as you're instructing them, two students begin to whisper to one another. I want you to make a perception check, Mitchell, to see if you hear this.
Oh my God, these kids.
These rascalous
kids. All right, so I have a yellow and a green, and because I am Mickean, I get one boost to all perception checks. That's the blue, right?
Yes.
Boom.
And your challenge rating for this is going to be 1 purple die, because they are stupid and they're whispering, and you are a veteran teacher who has had to deal with kids talking behind in your back and under in the class. So let me know what your success is.
I got 2 successes and 1 advantage.
Okay, so the way this looks is 2 kids are towards the back.
Mm-hmm.
I know. No. I don't know what this mom told me. There's anything going here. There's people serious. Oh, you have.
Yeah, I kind of like slam my hand on the table. Excuse me, do you have anything to say that's so fascinating that you are missing out the Pythagorean theorem?
These A squared plus B squareds. All the students sit up quickly as you bang your hand on the desk, and they all turn their heads to the kids that were talking. Both of the kids that were talking are looking rather both horrified and embarrassed that they have been caught. One of them, a Twi'lek girl, will stand up and politely bow to you. I'm sorry, Mr. Noah. My mom told me that the Empire is coming here and that it's no longer safe. It's no longer going to be safe, and I don't know if we should leave. And I don't want the Empire to find us. And and she, at this point, she begins to cry. At this point, you can tell that she's afraid of what she's heard or what her parents might have told her.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Noah will sigh and put his pad down and approach her. Look, I know there are things out there which you feel like you have to fear. But now's not the time for fear. Now's the time to explore, be curious, expand your horizons and test your boundaries. I assure you that if the Empire is coming, that is something for your parents to worry about. It's not for you to worry about. You'll be okay. All right?
You promise? You promise, Mr. Noah?
Yeah, I promise. In these hollowed halls of my classroom, you will always be safe.
Okay. This seems to calm her. She seems to at least, trust you enough that here she is safe. And she sits back down. And although she's still crying, she's trying to pick herself up and move along with it. The other kids turn her back around in their seats and kind of just, shuffle with their pencils and stuff and go back to listening. Do you continue?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, now that we are past this little hurdle, I can't stress enough how important this will be in your future. I know people often say this will be important in your future, and then you don't use it. I have used this equation several times. So
another student will raise their hand suddenly.
Yes?
When did you use it?
Uh-oh.
So there was one point in time where I was trying to toss an orange at a group of friends, and it was very important to me to understand not only this equation but other equations to get the best projectile in order to have it so it's within the group, because oranges are best shared when it is within a large amount of people clustered together.
Okay, as you're explaining this, you can see this some students beginning to lose interest, but the student that asked is following you, and as you begin to describe this, he'll lean over and ask, "What's an orange?" And at that point, we'll say you continue your lecture, because oranges are not canon to Star Wars.
They should always be cannons.
All right. So as this is going on, and Noah's giving his class on the space station, the space station obviously has a lot of ships coming and going. This is the point where many people and things drop off and get their ships repaired or what have you. Focusing in on an incoming ship now. The camera focuses on this ship as people start to leave and get off, as it is landed in one of the many hangar bays of this space station, and the camera will focus on two characters, one taller, one smaller. And Daniel, would you like to describe what your character looks like getting off of this transport ship?
So my character Quigley, I guess walking off, he's walking like very closely behind a younger Quigley, and he is probably a good 2 feet taller than her. He's got super jacked underneath this cloak that is I guess barely obscuring him, but what you can see is cybernetic implants. He has a faceplate that covers his face fully, and it has 2 little eye slits. But yeah, he also has a rifle, and there's clips slung about him as they proceed forward, and looks like he's looking around constantly, inspecting corners, looking checking exits, trying to scan faces as best as possible.
Why don't you give me a perception roll to see what you see here? How much stuff you see.
My perception.
So as he's doing that, this is a undocking and unloading station. So there's a lot of people and things moving around, ships coming and going, lots of voices. This is where a lot of people will get inspected if they have larger cargo or larger things that could possibly have explosives and that type of stuff. So you see people walking around with comm pads and data pads and asking questions, asking for your space passport, your multi-passes.
What is the challenge?
Oh, the challenge rating is 1, because nothing is really being hidden right now. Nothing is really being concealed from you, at least.
Ooh, 2 successes, 1 triumph.
Ooh, triumph. So as you're looking, and you can tell me exactly if maybe a cybernetic component enhances this, but you notice that on this transport, several large containers are being removed from it. So dock hands are moving these rather large silver crates. They're moving them to where a large conveyor belt sits at the end of this docking station, where if you put it, it looks like it'll move further into the station and maybe to a distribution center. Along with that, you'll see Rhodian, who is, if you're not familiar, that's the same species as Greedo. Leave the same transport that you were on. You hadn't seen him when you were on the ship. He's wearing a cloak. He looks like he might be ducking around people who are inspecting things or inspecting people. He is making an effort not to be seen. And because of your triumph, you can tell that his movements seem to be very deliberate, and he has an objective and he knows where he is going.
All right. I guess I'm going to lean forward to Bit and whisper to her that we're going to follow at a safe pace the gentleman that is weaving in and out through people. A safe pace, few yards back.
Bit will look up to you, or look behind her and look up to you and go, "But why? Is he bad?"
That's yet to be seen, but we're going to find out.
Okay. And with that, she'll kind of duck behind you a little bit and let you take the lead, because she's really good at concealing. She's really good at being small and being able to not be seen. So she's using you kind of as cover, but also watching your movements as you move. Along in the same transport area, another ship is approaching and lands. This one's a little bit smaller with only a handful of people exiting. And one of these people is our last character, Belandi. Jasmine, if you want to explain what she looks like and a little bit about her.
Okay. Belandi is a humanoid person. Has like a green skin texture going on, and tribal markings on her cheeks and forehead, and looks like lips too, and arms and things. She's a traveling pacifist, if that's even possible in the Star Wars universe, that's a thing.
It is.
And of course, she's been summoned to the station to help relieve a ailment of one of the chief officers here. So she's just now getting off of the cargo ships and straightening her robes and looking around, trying to figure out which way she needs to go.
Okay, and as she starts to exit, a dockhand will come up with a data pad and be like, "Hello, welcome to TIG. I've been informed that your space shuttle had several medical individuals to care for the Vox plague that is currently that our commander currently is infected. Are you one of the medical assistants that is sent to help?"
And she nods and says, "Yes, I'm here to assist in anything I can."
Oh, your presence is much needed. I'm afraid that our commanding officer is rather ill-disposed, and we're very concerned about containing this. This is a very virulent strain of Vox, and we have to make sure that it doesn't, spread any further. If you'll follow me, please, I'll take you to your quarters and where you'll be stationed. And with that, they'll turn around and start to move towards the main hangar doors that Bit and I'm going to forget your name, Quigley, there we go. Bit and Quigley are also heading towards. If you want to give me a perception check, Jasmine, just to see if you notice anything as well. So the way I can help you with this. So the way you create your dice pool is it is a combination of both your character's skills and the abilities. So if you look at the top portion of your character sheet, you'll see brawn, agility, intellect, cunning, and at the bottom you'll see the skills. You'll see perception, with cunning being the ability that it uses. So your dice pool will be the cunning. So if you have, let's just say, 2 in cunning, that is going to be 2 green die automatically. If you have a pip in perception, one of those green dies, or however many pips you have in it, will become yellow die. So if I had cunning 2 with no perception pips, it's just 2 green die, as well as any talents that might boost that.
I definitely just have the 2.
That's fine, and you're going to add a purple dice as well. That is the challenge. That is the challenge of you perceiving anything. And like I said with Daniel, there's nothing right now that's being completely obscured from you. So this is just to see what you see.
Okay, so I rolled 2 of the abilities and 1 difficulty. So I got... Oh, whoops, I clicked on the thing before it went. Okay, so those are 2 successes and 1 threat.
Okay, cool.
Not bad.
Yeah. So, you see much of the same. You see there's a lot of people coming and going here. It's really crowded and busy. And as you're walking, you notice a small Twi'lek girl. She's darting around another taller individual. But what's very striking about her is her diligence of watching something ahead of her. And you can tell that she is both trying to stay not visible, but also keep up with this person, as well as the containers that Quigley had seen being unloaded from his transport onto this large conveyor belt.
Okay. Between the girl and the conveyor belt that's unloading things, do I notice anything on the conveyor belt?
You notice several large silver canister, big cargo-looking things that are being loaded on. Nothing much is really descriptive about them. There's no writing on the side. They're just large containers. They could be used for anything.
Okay, I'm gonna take note of that and keep my hand on my blaster that's underneath my robe and walk a little closer to the pad guy.
Compad guy. Okay.
Compad guy. Yeah.
Compad guy. He's great. His name is Jif.
There we go, Jif.
He's also peanut butter. So as you guys collectively that have just exited these ships are moving towards the entrance, as you move past it, the space station in its entirety comes into view. Think of this as the biggest mall you've ever seen. There's a lot of shops, a lot of voices, a lot of commotion, people moving. In this establishment, there are many cantinas, many bars, pits for gambling, to include, various televised races, as well as brawling betting matches, and the like. There are also accommodations here for individuals who wish to stay any length of time, as well as some other amenities, spas, and other types of stores for groceries, as well as armor and weapons. Guys know this as a place where black market deals happen. If you need something, there's always somebody here that might know where to find things and where you can get tech that might not be as prevalent in the inner rim. So as you're moving, Quigley, the Rhodian that you spotted, he is narrowly ducking through the throngs of people as he makes his way to one of the larger cantinas.
All right. I will keep on my way with following him. Again, still it's not of the utmost importance to me, to follow him like this, but I the utmost of obviously his main thing is to make sure Bit is not directly in harm's way.
Okay. As you're walking, you notice that there's he's heading towards a larger cantina. So this cantina is actually called the Wascally Wampa. It is like I said, a very large cantina. So there's a lot of people coming and going. As well as near it, there's a large hollow projection of kind of like a board listing various bounties. It is very open here that bounty hunters are needed, that are expected here, and that there are many opportunities to bounty if you so wish. So keep that if you are interested in that.
All right.
Do you enter the cantina or just kind of mill about?
I would enter the cantina, I guess.
Okay. You're greeted with a lot of commotion, a lot of, laughing, a lot of music, a lot of jizz. Jizz is a type of music in this, and that's something to laugh about. So as you're
jazz.
Yeah. Space jazz is called jizz. Thank you, George Lucas.
That's kind.
So
you got your mellow, you got your smooth house. You got your dusty floor.
Yes. So as you walk in, that is what you hear. A lot of music. There's multiple bartenders behind the large bar. It's well lit. But the Rhodian does come in here as well. But before you can kind of follow him or point him out, a booming voice comes over and says, "What can I get you?" The barman behind the bar is a tall individual, tall human, short grayish hair, mustache, fairly masculine. And he's looking at you. "What can I get you?" You look thirsty. What can I get you?
On instinct, I guess, like Quigley's hand would like instantaneously like kind of like jerk towards his blaster, and then he would stop himself and then kind of like set himself at ease. He'd be like, "No, I'm not thirsty. I'm just looking around at this point."
Just taking in the sights. I understand. Well, feel free to look around. Let me know if you need a drink. I serve the best Jawa juice from here to Tatooine. And I don't. And he'll look down at Bit and be like, just keep an eye on her, okay? Got a lot of type of people here.
I will do. Thank you.
All right. He'll continue to call out people as they enter and be like, "What can I get you?" And continue to make his sell for Jawa juice. So, Belandi, going back to you, following Mr. Jiff, the calm pad guy, he will lead you past the cantina and past all of this. He'll move you towards kind of an escalator thing that'll take you up a level. And this level seems to be a lot more for hospitals or repairing, less gambling, less drinking. And he'll lead you to a small clinic and turn to you and say, "This is a clinic where most of the travelers come. You will have all the medical facilities that you need here. I just need to make sure that your lodging is ready for you. If you'd like to, you can stay here, or you can go to one of the cantinas, and one of the many cantinas that we have here. I will come back within, let's say, an hour and collect you to go to your accommodations."
Melandi's gonna take her bag and say, "Oh, no, this is fine. I need to check my wares to make sure no one's taken anything before I even decide to go anywhere else."
Oh, by all means, I fully understand. And I do encourage you that if you have anything valuable, that you keep it on you. Of course, this is a place where things can get lost and things can walk away very easily. So I completely understand. If you need anything, he'll give you a small comm link. You can communicate with me via this at any point. Like I said, it'll be only an hour. I have to make sure that everything is ready for you. But please feel free to check out our facility here, as well as any of the other establishments in the station.
Thank you very much. And she'll just turn away and put her bag down and start going through it.
Okay. Going back to Noah. What did you want? So your class is starting to finish up. This is normally the time where you would let them out for, a break or for lunch or what have you. Just out in space, just open up the air vent or whatever. So as they're starting to collect their things, there's still a lot of talk. There's still a lot of hush whispers. And as they're leaving your classroom, give me the younglings, all of the younglings. Give me another perception check. This time, add another purple die to that. So it's 2 purple die total.
The levels are rising.
What? 1 advantage. Okay. Your years of teaching have imparted on you the sense that when your kids are off, then when tensions are high and when they're starting to become more aggressive. And as you start to feel that maybe this is the case with this, one of the kids absolutely decks another kid right next to him and starts a scuffle. You have 2 kids. One.
So
One-
initiative.
Yeah. If you want to do initiative at this point, that's fine. But this is a schoolyard scrap. This is taking place kind of right outside your school, your little business that you have, and this is like between an 11 and 12-year-old. Like,
No,
and
I'm gonna go over there and just like push them away from each other and say like, young, are they what are they, 2 boys?
They are 2 boys. One is human, the other is Bothan.
Okay, I'll just be like, gentlemen, what is the cause for this scuffle?
And why don't you make a brawl move? I want you to like have to hold these guys back. Like
Oh my
they're
God.
at it. They're forcing
With like
they're
a
trying to-
red die.
You just push them both back, kill them.
It's like, holy heck.
No, these are young kids. These are, they're not fully mature.
Dude, did they expect me coming?
They are so engulfed in their own fight that they're not really paying attention to you.
Alright.
So you can add, and because you're an adult, you've been probably in a fight or 2. I will give you 1 blue die for an advantage.
Alright, I got 3 successes and 3 advantages.
Oh damn, son.
Yeah.
Damn,
What then?
son.
Bring Darth Vader on. I can handle kids.
You bring the law.
I know, right? I'm like, wah!
So as you're pushing them apart, you do so very well. You get them far enough apart that they can't hit each other and that they feel overpowered by you. So they're not trying to hit you. They're not trying. But the human is yelling at the Bothan, going, "I don't believe a single word you say. Fuck the rebellion. Fuck the Rebel Alliance. You're gonna get us all killed, every single one of you." And the Bothan is like, "You have no idea what you're talking about. You're a piece of Empire shit. You're a piece of Empire shit." So the human boy does have got a little knocked from the Bothan, and it has a bloody nose, and you can see that maybe he has a busted lip, and tears streaming down his face. And they're not quite listening to you. They're still kind of yelling at each other.
Oh, I'm gonna drag them back into the classroom.
All right, and as the other kids who is circled around to kind of watch this see, they'll just kind of shake their head and move away from your classroom to go get whatever lunch or activity they were planning to do. So you have 2 kids. One is bloody nose and busted lip, and the other sitting or standing very sullen and looking as if he had been caught doing something.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like toss them into their desks and go up to the board, and I'll draw 2 circles and put the Empire in one, and the Rebellion in the other. And I'm gonna look at them and I say, so you have 2 conflicts here, all right? Now each one believes that they are right, the other believes that they are wrong. Here is a pop quiz. Where do you think on this diagram you 2 fall?
They'll sit there and kind of put their hands across their chest and not really look at each other, and the Bothan will go, my dad died fighting for the rebellion. The Empire is shit. I don't want them to ever take somebody else. I'm a rebellion. I'm part of the Rebel Alliance." As he's starting to cry.
Look,
And
I'm
the
sorry.
human does, yeah. The human who has, bloody nose and everything is just sitting there. He's not answering.
All right, look. You believe you fall into this rebellion, but you 2 actually fall outside of it, and I'll put 2 little dots to show that they are outside of it. Do you know why? I'm gonna answer. You're kids, all right? You're just kids. I am sorry you have lost, and I am sure you will both lose more before it is all said and done. But in this space station, and especially in my classroom, you are just kids.
The Bothan would sit there and just shake his head. My dad said that didn't matter how small you were, that even the smallest person could make a difference.
That might be true in fairy tales. But, son, this is reality, and reality is a lot harsher. I feel it's part of my responsibility to prepare you for such things, and I wish I could offer you some word that would bring you comfort during this time, but honestly, whatever is the pain that comes from that loss, that's never going to go away.
The human would kind of wipe his nose and just shake his head and stand up and look at the Bothan and say, "You have no idea what they have. You have no idea. Screw you. You're never going to do anything. There's nothing no one can do." And he storms out.
Whoa, jeez.
He stormed out.
Man. God. And I kind of look at my watch. God, it's like, overtime, and I'm not even getting paid. Look, kid, don't let that bother you. You want to go get a drink?
To the Bothan?
Yeah.
The Bothan is kind of like, sure, I guess.
All right, come on, get your school bag. Don't tell your parents, okay? We're gonna go get a drink.
My dad is dead.
Okay.
You went right in the bad teacher moment.
So I am really sorry about your dad, but I suggest not mentioning him again today, just because I know it's time to move past it. All right.
Okay.
And I'm sure he'll want you to move past it. I'm just gonna head out.
The Bothan will pick up his stuff and follow you. So, going back to Balandi, not too long after you get into, or that you that Jiff, the comlings guy, leaves you, you can. Did you explore the medical facility at all?
I did. I wanted to go through all the cabinets.
Sure.
In the room.
Sure. So when you go in there, there's a nurse, or you can tell that this person is a medical officer, probably like a nurse's station type thing. They stand up and bow respectively to you. Are you here for to assist in the current sickness of the commanding officer? We were told that you would be coming, and you fit the description.
Oh yes, I'm very much aware of the strangeness of this illness. I'm going to need a few things to mix for his medicine, possibly.
Oh.
Is there any way I can get some herbs or any type of
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have some medicine as well as vaccination. Unfortunately, nothing for the strain of Vox that our commanding officer currently has. But you're welcome to take a look if you'll follow me. So you can follow her, and she'll lead you back to the medical back storage room, essentially, where they keep all the prescriptions and all of the drugs and whatnot. And why don't you give me a medicine roll to see what you find?
Okay, so for medicine, I see I have a 1 rank and 1 yellow and 2 green.
Okay, so that is what you'll be rolling. And I will give you 1 purple die, because nothing is particularly being kept away or secret from personnel led back here.
Okay.
Whoa,
And then I
how
just
come she
roll
doesn't have to
those.
fight kids?
Not yet. Y'all will get your chance to punch some kids. It's okay.
Jeez.
Okay, so my end result is 3 advantages and 1 failure.
Okay. So you can see that the medical, the prescriptions that they have and the various helpful drugs that they have are not, they have some, but they're not fully in stock. And as the nurse is kind of walking through, she's just shaking her head and going, we're getting less and less supplies here every week. It seems like the Empire is just strangling us out here. I thought we would have more. Do you think you'll be able to use any of this?
I'm just gonna squint at what they have up there, trying to read the languages. I think it'll work, but I might have to utilize your markets here. Do you know where I can go and purchase some more medical things?
Yes.
The
The
scientific medical things.
The nurse would nod. She would kind of understand what you're saying. She's like, yeah, this. I mean, the only positive of being this far out here is that sometimes we can get things that aren't quite fully tested yet, and might not be as readily available in the Inner Rim. I would honestly, if you're looking for that type of thing, I'd start down in the Cantina district. There's a lot of people who might be looking to sell things there. If you catch my drift. But and out of character, because you are you trained medical person, you're able to find 1 stim pack here. So if you want to take that, because y'all will need stim packs. That's kidding. So she will kind of direct you down to where the cantinas are and where a lot of markets are and where you might be able to find this. And she'll particularly say that she has had promising leads from the Wascally Wampa as well as others, because that is the first cantina that a lot of people go in when they first are unloaded and when they first arrive here at the space station, and she'll tell you how to get there.
Okay, Belandi takes note of the directions and does her cultural bow real quick and briskly starts walking towards the Wascally Wampa.
Okay, so going back to the Wascally Wampa, we have Daniel Quigley. So the Rhodian that you were tailing or that you were following has made his way towards the back of the bar. He has taken a seat at the bar, and ordered a drink. He paid with credits, but the cloak that he is wearing, he put the hood up. So his face is obscured and he's just sitting there. But you can tell, actually, may give me another perception check, Daniel. Perception checks all about.
Ew.
How about I just shoot him?
You can.
What?
I mean, you can. If this is what your destiny tells you to do, you can go for it.
I have an oath of non-violence.
No.
Not non-violence, non-killing people.
Yeah. And it is standing there or sitting there next to you and is taking in the sights and sounds of all of this. And she is very much aware that there's a lot of TV screens.
Challenge rating?
Challenge rating is 2 purple die, because he is trying not to be seen. He is trying to evade.
Ooh, 1 success, 1 threat.
Ooh, okay. So what this looks like, what do you do? Well, what do you do?
So is the bar like a square shape, like in the middle of the room?
It's in the middle of the room, but it's more oblong. It's more like an oval.
Okay.
So you have one side and then you have the other side.
So as I'll sit down on the other side, I'll tap on the bar to get the bartender's attention, and I'll lift Bit up by like the back of her shirt and put her next to me.
Okay.
And I'll be like, she'll have a water.
Okay. So the bartender who called out to you previously will come over and is like, oh yeah, water, no problem. And anything for you?
Again, no. And then like while he's talking, he's just kind of like casually or like peering at the guy out of his periphery,
Okay.
like getting or trying to get a good look at him.
Okay, because of the success, you notice that he's jittery. He's super jittery. He is moving his leg. He's tapping on the glass, and he's looking around. Every now and again, his eyes would just kind of quickly scan and then quickly put his head down. Bit is going to once the water is served, Bit is going to take a drink and kind of look up to you and go, What do you think he's doing?
I think he's waiting for somebody, or he's avoiding somebody.
Do you think he's with the Empire?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Don't kill him. You promised.
Quigley will look down directly to her and like, I will not kill anyone unless I have to.
You said that last time.
And I didn't have to kill them. We just maimed them.
That seemed an awful lot like killing to me. She takes another drink of water, and the bartender will kind of come back over to you and lean down real close and say, he looks a little off, doesn't he?
He looks real off.
I can always tell when somebody's trying to keep their head down. I don't know. We're getting so many weird people out here recently. Lots of people with ties, if you catch my meaning, and lots of inner rim ties, if you get it.
I understand. Is this creating problems here?
Well, not yet. I just my mom owns a bar out on Tatooine, and I know when the Empire is making moves, and I got that feeling. I got that gut feeling, man. I got it with that guy over there, and he nods to the Rodian that you've been looking at. Just keep an eye out with your little one there.
Oh, trust me, no one's going to touch her.
He'll nod and walk off and go to serve somebody else. So as you're sitting there, we have Noah with his Bothan child, his Bothan 12-year-old drinking buddy.
From that?
No, not at all. So the Bothan who is following you is remaining kind of quiet. He's just following you at this point. There's this at this time of day, there's no real set schedule for a lot of people. Like obviously jobs are not a 9 to 5 here. This is a space station, so things are kind of always moving. Yeah, so you have the scores of people that are not only going to the cantinas, but also looking to go to the market. So, and that's all kind of in the same area, the same merchant area. So tell me are you going directly to the bar, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna head over to the bar.
Okay, so the bartender who greeted Quigley looks over. Hey, man, Noah.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
I believe we drink here, so I'm gonna try to do that.
Oh man, is it out? You finished early today.
Yeah, I tell you, these kids.
And the Bothan is just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So Mitchell, why don't you give me a perception check again?
Never.
Perception checks for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Really, because it's just
Alright.
busy. So this will be at two purples.
Never. Okay, I guess so. 1 success, 2 advantages.
1 success, 2 advantages. All right. So upon entering, You notice the locals, the normal people that you would see here. Perhaps you're friends with some of them. People that are, either merchants here or have other businesses here. And they're kind of milling about. Maybe some are just getting off of work as well. The bar is populated. It's very, it's busy, but it's not like overly so. It's not like people jam-packed. There are people sitting at the bar. You notice one further away looks to be in a cloak, and then some others sitting before him. And on the other side, you see a small Twi'lek girl. Looks to be maybe a little bit younger than you would teach, but not too far off, sitting next to I keep wanting to call him a gonk droid. Not the same. A gank. Because that's what. Yeah.
I guess seeing another young person, maybe someone I could invite to my class, get some extra money. I have been saving up for a vacation.
Where would you like to go on vacation?
It's probably just to my own room.
That costs a lot of credits.
Yeah, just, to sustain me. So
right,
yeah,
so-
I'll look at the little one. I say, why don't you go over, get us a seat at the bar. Order yourself something cheap. I'll buy the first one, okay?
The Boffin will just kind of look at you and shrug and be like, "Okay, sounds
So
great."
help me God, less than 10 credits, okay? That's all I got.
All right. The Boffin kid will walk off towards the bar.
Swear to God, I gotta pay for my own material, pads and such. No wonder I have, okay. And I'll start heading over to this Twi'lek with my card. And it's the same card I use for everyone, and I always ask it back. So there's this paper little thing with like some tears and coffee stains on it.
Paper is a rare item here.
That's why I only got the one.
He's only got the one.
And yeah, I'll approach her and kind of extend my hand.
She'll look up to you and see you extending a piece of paper, and before she says anything, she'll look over at Quigley.
Quigley's gonna like kind of spin around and kind of push his hand away. Like, no thank you.
You don't want your daughter/sister to have a competent education?
No.
Well, that is a shame. That's a shame. Little one, I would like you to know that you do have rights concerning your education, and that if this older fellow who seems adamant about preventing you from reaching any sort of academic levels that go beyond a nerf herder, I am my classroom's on the spaceship. There are signs that I've put up and continue to put up. In any case, I am Noah. It has been a pleasure to casually meet both of you. But I do not want to impose any further since my hand was slapped or pushed, etc.
Bit would look at you and kind of giggle and kind of laugh and take a look at the paper and look back up to Quigley, kind of almost in a pleading sense, like, this looks like fun. Like, can I go? Can I?
We'll see.
And with that, she's kind of like, oh, okay.
Quigley will lean forward to Noah and be like, I'll give you 10 credits if you go buy a drink for that guy with the hood up across the bar.
Okay. Are you buying the drink, and do I get a drink in this, and are the 10 credits added on after that? Do I get it now, or are we doing half now, half later? Can you just give me the 10 credits?
Quigley will hand him 10 credits and be like, whatever you don't spend on the drink is yours.
Okay. I will go up to the bartender. 2 waters, please.
I Menno, the bartender, tender, will kind of look at it. Will look at your credits and just kind of shrug, and give you one of the waters, and put water in front of the Rhodian. When he does that, the Rhodian will kind of like snap out of his torpor and look and quickly like look around him.
Hey.
And
Hi.
do you motion for him?
Yeah, I'm like.
Oh. Are you within speaking distance of him?
Yeah, I'm close up to him.
Okay. At that, he'll get off of the chair and move quickly over to you. And you can tell that he's shaking. He's super nervous. He's shaking. I'm so glad that you made it. I'm so glad that you were able to get here. I didn't know who to look for. They didn't tell me what you would look like, and they said that just to meet here and to get here, and that somebody would be here.
I mean,
And
I
I'm
had
so
to
glad.
fight my way through some young people, but it wasn't as dangerous as you kind of make it out to be.
With that, it's almost like he didn't hear you. He didn't understand what you had just said. It's like, oh, I have it. I just need. We need to go. We need to leave. This is very bad. And as he's saying that, he'll start to move towards the main door, and kind of like, come on, we gotta go. And at that
Should I
point,
bring the water?
you will not have a chance to answer that. Belandi, where are you going? What you doing?
I'm definitely making my way into the Wampa, and I'm just kind of looking around like, wow, this place is filthy.
And filthy it is. It is certainly filthy. It is not. You can certainly understand why and how certain illnesses and plagues could get a foothold here. This is, and that your skill set is desperately needed in a place like this. So
Keeping my hands inside my robe.
wash your hands, people. In real life, wash your hands.
Well,
Virus 0.2.
So as you're walking in, you bump headlong into our nervous Rhodian, who bumps into you and is kind of knocked back. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. And he'll kind of like search himself for a little bit, and just, I'm so sorry, and he'll look back to Noah and kind of be like, come on, hurry up.
Hey, you're kind of making me a little nervous here. You do realize I'm just a teacher.
And he'll just kind of look at you for a second, like, what?
Teacher, I teach middle school and below, sometimes high school. I don't really like teaching people who are about my size. It can get dangerous out here. You know? Am I making myself clear?
What? You're not. And he'll kind of lean in, and you can hear this, Belandi, because even though it's lots of commotion, you're close enough to overhear him. You weren't sent here by Cole?
No, I do not have a cold, nor was I sent here by a man named Cole.
You're not part of the Rebel Alliance?
Oh my god. Unless the Alliance desperately has young people that needs instruction, I'm really not your man.
The Bothan is like, me. No, Bothan's not here.
Bothan, you less than 10 credits.
The Bothan is already sloshed.
Oh,
Your
God.
12-year-old Bothan is already leaning very mightily on that bar stool. Because
Me.
you let a kid into a bar.
It's fine.
It's okay. The drinking age for Bothans are 5, so that's okay.
I figure they're good. Like, we're in the outer rim, just just drink
Fine.
responsibly.
It's international waters.
He's not gonna be driving.
He gets into some death sticks. What's the great?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Daniel, are you doing anything? Is Quigley doing anything?
Yeah. As soon as they started to leave the bar, Q would have been following behind, or like again, like moving to follow with them. He probably like he wouldn't have heard the whole conversation they had, but as soon as he starts seeing them freak out and like he would close the distance, except he would be doing it very pointedly and with a menace to his step.
All right. So Belandi, can you make a medicine check for me? Another medicine check. Yeah.
So medicine again for me is I have a 1 rank. Oh, okay. So medicine is going to be yellow and then 2 green.
And 2 purples for the challenge. I'm going to give you an advantage because 1 blue die. You get to add 1 blue die.
Oh, yay!
Because you have a lot of experience with medicine. This is your forte, as well as medicine from combat veterans.
Okay, cool.
I've seen this
Don't
before.
roll. See what happens. Cool. I got 2 successes. Oh. Oh, okay. Am I reading that right? Because my end result says wash. So.
Okay. So a wash just means that your successes were negated by failures and your advantages were negated by disadvantages, or there was just a blank side to the die, because some of the dice just have blank sides. So
yes.
It's neither a success nor a failure. So the Rhodian that you bumped into is kind of holding his arm in a strange way, as if it might be hurt, or that it might be, something is wrong with it, that he's kind of taking care of his left arm.
Right. Reflexively, I'm gonna let go of my blaster and then kind of grab him with my hand still inside the robes, but like it was like a sleeve grab.
Get your
just start
gloves
checking his
on.
arm.
The Rhodian it jumps. He's like, I'm fine.
And then she's just gonna mumble to herself while she keeps just checking his arm, like be a rotary cuff grip or something.
As you check him, the Rhodian is so distraught and he's not really making. He's kind of trying to pull at his arm, but he's not making like a brawl check or anything to like push you off. But as you check it, he squinches. It's like don't stop. You feel that maybe there is some gauze packed around his arm, like maybe there is a laceration or a cut or something on his arm. But yeah.
So I'm gonna force him into a chair and start like lifting his sleeve. Like, don't worry, I'm a doctor.
Wait, what? You just accost this man and say you're a doctor? Does that work?
Just gonna put one finger up and be like this, and it's just still going on his arm. But it's like a sleeve, so it's not really a finger; it's just a point.
The Rhodian can't do any. He's following you at this point. He sits down. He kind of plops down in a chair. Although he's looking at Noah and is kind of like I'm fine. It's just an injury. It's just a cut. It's small.
Said by everyone everywhere who died a couple hours later from infection.
So
she's gonna mumble to him like, "If I help you, you have to help me, okay?" So
the Rhodian is kind of like wide-eyed and is just like, oh, okay. But as you're starting to work on him and pull out the sleeve of his arm and everything, you notice that there is a large cut down his forearm, but it looks to be kind of precise. He had bandages wrapped around it, but more importantly, there's around the cut there seems to be it seems to be sticking out a little bit, as if something is there, as if something foreign is in there. Whether it was accidental or not, you can't tell right now, but there looks like there's something right under the skin, right under the dermis, that was placed there.
Is there any sharp objects around me right now?
There are some utensils, but they're like bar utensils. They're like knives and serving sporks. Do you want to operate with him with a spork?
Heck yeah, it's close enough.
Suck it up, buddy.
Go to the bartender and be like, "You, brandy, vodka, yes."
The bartender, Hakameno, will kind of just you want a shot? And he'll start to he'll start to pull
Your cheapest shot.
start to pour a shot. And at this point, the Rhodian is desperately trying to pull his sleeve down. No, please stop. And
so I offer him the shot.
At that point, before you're able to offer him the shot, the lights go out.
Oh.
Entire bar, the entire deck of this space station, everything goes black.
Ooh.
For about 2 seconds, and then emergency lights will kick on.
Oh, during those 2 seconds, can I grab that shot?
Why don't you roll roll an athletics for me. Roll an athletics for me.
Is that more so skullduggery?
No, it's your brawn.
It's an agility thing, right?
Athletics is brawn.
Give me skullduggery. It's skullduggery.
It's fine. You can do skullduggery. You can do
skullduggery.
Yeah, Mitch, just explain what skullduggery is. Tell me how you're using it here.
So yeah, I'm just like, as the lights go out, just kind of very stealthily as I move about. I'm kind of comfortable in the darkness. And knowing where the glass was, I'm just gonna be like, bloop.
Do you take the shot? Do you drink it? Or are you just gonna hold it?
I'm gonna drink it. Let me see if I succeed. I could get my butt kicked by said person. What difficulty is it?
Well, the lights have gone out. This is 2 difficulty. However, I'll give you an advantage die because it is dark for mere seconds.
Fail and throw it in your eye.
4 advantages, 1 failure.
So what this looks like?
I'm so good at this.
As you're picking, you manage to pick up the shot glass while still in the dark. But as the emergency lights come on, you realize that it's very obvious that you have taken the shot glass. So the bartender will kind of look at you and kind of give you a look, kind of be like.
I'm just handing it to the fellow.
Okay.
Move the glass to like his bandages, like tap.
So, because of the blackout, everybody stops what they're doing. There's in the darkness, there's a momentary silence, and you could hear a pin drop type of thing. And then when the emergency lights come back on, people start talking, and you can hear that there's commotion outside. There's commotion kind of everywhere. People are starting to move towards the door to see what's going on. And the bartender behind the bar is like, "Oh, whoa! Anybody that don't move. You pay up your tabs now.
Yeah, I'm good for it. I'll hit you up later.
Be quiet, Noah.
Can you get that kid? Tell him to go home. He probably shouldn't be here.
The boffin is like slugging, he's passed out already.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send a quick email to his parents, like, FYI, your kid is at the bar sleeping. Feel free to pick up said kid at your leisure.
So, Bit is this scared her. She gave a little yelp when it went dark and immediately clung to your hand, Quigley Q. And she's afraid. And when the lights come back on, she's holding onto your hand like a vice grip. What was that? What's that?
Q would lean down and kind of like pick her up and put her on his back. Like to hold on like a backpack.
No, now she's Yoda. Now you have to train.
Push-ups now. Go.
Move the rocks, you must.
But he would tell her, keep quiet, put her hood up, and keep her face down, and it'll be over soon.
Okay. Well, yeah. What do any of you else do?
I'm
I'm
like,
preparing the spork.
You are diligent in your medicine.
Like the lights going off didn't bother me. I was just like, the shot
Weird.
disappeared. Okay. Well, all else fails, I just took the spork and I reach over the bar and grab something of alcohol. It might be fuel.
Equivalent to
And
Everclear, yeah.
just kind of like makeshift sterilize it and then start slicing out whatever's in his arm.
Okay. So the Rhodian is kind of, it's at this point, as you're starting to cut into him, he is making a very, aggressive attempt to remove his arm, and will actually attempt to push you.
Noah's
So-
like looking at this and he's getting really sick as he goes over to a trash can, like, oh god, blood. Oh my god. Oh.
Can I say that Hugh has closed the distance on them now?
Yeah, absolutely.
While she's cutting into him, he'll lean over and he's like, if you don't want a hole between your eyes, you're going to let her finish.
The Rhodian is just like, listen,
And then he'll like move his cloak slightly so he'll see like the blaster at his hip.
He looks at it and looks at Blondie, who's cutting into him, and he's starting to squirch because this is painful. He's getting cut into without anesthetic.
Yeah, Noah's like, wow, god.
Guys, you need to stop. You need to stop. You can't do this. You can't do this. You don't understand. You don't understand he's coming. They're gonna come. They're gonna be here any second. They're probably already here. You have to let me go.
Oh man. Now I just wanna, can I use my physician's kit to heal him after I've snatched whatever it is out of his arm?
I think you have to amputate the arm with the spork.
So before we do that, give me one more medicine roll to see if you can remove this foreign object from his arm without causing major damage.
While she does that, can I do a perception check to see, like, to look at around the doors again?
Absolutely.
So that's 2 green, 1 yellow, and
this is hard. So I'm going to do 1 purple die and 1 red die.
Ooh.
oh boy.
Okay, because you are cutting into this person's arm, and there are some vital arteries here. I will give you a 1 blue die as an advantage because you are a trained medical expert and have seen combat medicine before.
Cool.
And
no pain, no gain, guys. Here we go.
absolutely not. And Daniel, you're at 2 purple die.
All right.
Perception check.
Hey, I got 1 success.
Excellent. Okay. So you managed to cut open his arm. Luckily, what was implanted just beneath was right under the skin, so it wasn't under any muscle or any vital veins or organs or anything. No organs in your arm, but maybe Rhodians do. I forget. Nothing important, we'll say, was cut. So you're able to remove what looks to be like a tiny chip, like a tiny data chip. Are you going to? You said that you were going to try and stitch them up afterwards.
Yes, I have a small medical kit that I usually carry it with me at all times.
Mm-hmm. What do you do with the chip after you remove it?
I'm gonna wrap it in whatever looks cleanest and then put it in my robe.
A bar napkin. Okay, got it. That is the cleanest thing, is a bar napkin.
Yep.
Yes. What'd you get, Daniel?
I got 1 success, 2 threat.
Ooh, okay. So you notice that during all of this, during the blackout and now the emergency lights, that people are starting to exit the bar. They're paying up their tabs, and a lot of people are quickly putting up hoods and everything to duck out. You're able to tell from just the way the bartender is moving that this isn't normal, that this is not something that occurs here often, that this is kind of beyond, and he's kind of looking around and trying to see the other businesses on this level that can be seen from his bar, and the entire level appears to be in the same kind of like emergency lighting, lots of dark corridors, lots of dark. This has gotten where this had been seedy. The level has been increased. This is extra seedy now. This is not a place that one should be milling about. Because of all of the secludedness that is here because of the lack of light. So that is what you're seeing, as well as a Rhodian who just had his arm cut open and is being stitched up.
All right, so I'm going to grab him by his chin, like the bottom of his face, and look at him like, we're going to walk out of here together, and you're going to tell me what's going on.
The Rhodian is who is has his arm out and is bleeding, and is rather stuck. He's just like, okay, but the chip I need it back, please. You don't know what we've suffered. Please give that back. He's gonna look
All
up
right.
Blondie.
Doc, you're coming with us.
And I'm going to follow quickly behind them.
So
on the way out, are we passing Noah over the trash can?
I don't know, Noah. What is Noah doing?
Yeah, he's throwing up in the trash can.
Oh, excellent move.
Yeah. On the way out, he will stop and as they're walking out, he's gonna scoop him or try to scoop him under the waist and be like, I need a babysitter.
Oh god. Yeah. No, we'll just kind of be carried along oh, is there any more blood? I can't really stand it.
There's no more blood.
Oh god. I don't know why I'm so sick.
And Melani's going to pull her hood down a little bit more as she realizes she didn't bring any money.
Luckily,
and she's gonna squeeze up real close to Quigley and be like, I'm so sorry, sir, but I don't have any money with me right now. I can pay you later.
Pay me for what?
For your services. I still need him. She points at the bloody arm guy.
Right. That. Yeah. That'll be fine.
Or maybe you can help me. Actually, I would love to hire you, but first, I left my wallet, so let's go.
Yeah. First, let's find a broom closet.
What are you guys talking about?
The bartender looks over at Noah and is like, "Hey, you owe me 50 credits. Your kid."
Well, hold on.
Drinks.
I said 10 credits maximum. It's not my fault. It's on you, Freddy.
50 credits, Noah. I'm billing you.
Carry me away. I'm sorry. I wish I could talk more. We're going through a tunnel.
Akimino just kind of is like, thanks for being a friend, man. Thanks for being a friend.
You're my best one.
As they're walking out, Q will make sure that he has a firm grip on the guy's shoulder, to make sure he doesn't try to make a run for it. But he'll look down to Noah and he'll be like, your classroom, is it quiet and empty?
Yeah.
Good. Take us there.
All right. You're still carrying me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go down this way. I'll point.
He'll follow the directions.
Okay. And do you follow them, Belandi?
Yep, I got the chip. I gotta go.
You do. You have the chip. All right. So the Rhodian does not make any attempts to fight against you guys. He is led towards the direction where Noah's classroom is, and you're able to get there fairly easily. Nobody's paying attention to you. People are trying to head towards the hangar bays. They're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They're packing things up. Most of the cantinas and the markets are closing their doors because this is not a place where riots are not completely out of the realm of possibility. That this is this is not something that's normal. And Noah, having lived on this space station for an amount of time, you know that the only occasions where a power outage has been this, and not just on one sector or one quadrant of the space station, but kind of universal, has been during an Imperial inspection.
Oh, yay.
And that has only happened once. But that is something to keep in mind. So you guys get...
Yeah, when we get there, I'll kind of just wave my hand at the door, and it opens up to a classroom. And I get up, and I'm like, sit down on one of the desk. All right, welcome. I call it Noah's Ark, but no one really calls that anyway, so...
Why Noah's Ark? Bit asks.
You know, just a story I heard. It made sense.
How does the story go?
Oh my god, is now the time.
Bit is a precocious kid.
Yeah, I am sorry. Normally, I am very enthusiastic about kids wanting me to tell them stories, but I just threw up what is equivalent to about 40 credits. And I won't be able to get that back because I don't have access to that trash can. And now all my credits are gone, and so I'm going to have to buy supplies for these kids, and also the Empire is going to come in here and check out all of our stuff. Ugh.
At the mention of the Empire, the Rhodian snaps up, and it's like, "What? What'd you just say?"
Usually when there's a power outage like this, it's an Imperial inspection.
No. We gotta go. We have to leave.
Yeah, it's kind of too late for that.
Sit down right now, or the Empire is going to find a dead body in a classroom.
Whoa. We have gone 3 years without incident in this classroom. I'd like to keep that up. Don't leave a dead body in here.
Fine. We'll leave a dead body outside the door.
Not outside the door, too. You understand how that's bad for kids, right? Do I need to explain it?
Doctor, continue what you were doing.
Mohandi's just gonna shuffle her robes again and then come sit in front of the Rhodian. Do you mind telling us what's on this? Hold out the chip.
At this point, the Rhodian will look between the three of you and look to Noah. Are your doors secure?
No. This is a classroom. I don't know how much I need to stress that this is a place where kids come to get their education. I don't need it to be secure. No one's going to take my pencils.
Do you at least have a lock for your door?
No, not really. I mean, it is a lock, but hasn't been used in a very long time. I would not rely upon it.
Bit will kind of lower hill or climb down your back, Q, and kind of be like, I'll go watch. I can go stand watch.
You were to stand watch inside the door, not outside the door.
Yeah. I promise. Inside door.
Oh God.
And she'll go scampering off.
Now, before I lose my mind, what is happening here? Who are you with the spork? Who are you? Thank you for carrying me. I really do appreciate it. But also, who are you? And why is this man here? And why is he sweating in my... I don't know. It smells nice in here. It used to.
It smells nice in here?
Yeah, I like candles and get little air fresheners. It's, these kids, man, they just don't wear deodorant or something. It's gross. I have to work very hard to keep this place smelling lovely. So yeah, answer my questions, because I am a teacher and I am slightly perturbed.
You sure you're not slightly drunk?
No, I just threw up everything.
I think you owe me credits, too, for taking that shot.
Whoa. No, because I gave it to him, all right? Don't nickel and dime a teacher. You ain't getting that back.
The Rhodian will just kind of look back and forth between all of you and kind of wait to see if anybody else introduces himself.
The answer is obvious, teacher. We're going to torture him until he gives us what we want.
Well, you're going to torture him. I'm just going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, let me finish your arm.
Like, so
Wait,
if you
no.
look at the back of the class next to one of the stars, these are the rules of the stars. The second one is be kind to one another, and torture is obviously against that.
Can I shoot the rule?
You can. Would you like to?
Oh yeah,
Well,
definitely.
the
Like,
rule has a lot of dodge and a lot of soak, so.
just go and like reach out his blaster and shoot at the number 2 rule.
Give me a range shot.
All right.
1 difficulty, because it's a thing, it's a target, and add your stuff as needed. Shooting Noah's rules.
I worked hard on that.
He did, he got them laminated.
I know. You know how like expensive
All right.
it is?
So, I'm gonna take a picture of this and send it to you.
Okay, alright.
Just so you know.
What'd you do?
Oh, moment like these, like this is why we tabletop.
Anticipation.
He shoots the Rodian.
Oh.
Oh lord!
What'd you get?
No, Daniel. Tell me what you do. Tell me how this shot looks to everybody.
So as like Q is leaning down and Noah said, the number 2 rule says like he doesn't even look up, he just grabs his blaster from his belt and just fires a shot, and as the shot fires, like the rule falls off the off the wall. He's like, there is no number 2 rule.
It's like she does like a golf clap.
You do know by shooting it, that's not how laws and rules work, right? Also, some of the kids are going to be very displeased that that's on the ground now.
So the trick shot that just what happened was because Daniel got a large amount of success and a triumph die. So when a player gets a triumph die, I like to try and give them the opportunity to explain what it looks like cinematically, because of course this is a Star Wars universe and we think about it cinematically. So if ever you guys have a triumph roll that you would like to explain how that looks, please by all means do it. So that is his amazing trick shot. So with that, the Rodian is just absolutely convinced that you're about to interrogate him.
I snatch his arm back into my hand, like, stop moving, I'm almost done.
Oh, God.
Please don't. Please. Just promise that you're not with the Empire. You're not
I'm
with
a
the
doctor, I'm not an empire.
I promise you, I'm not with the Empire. And I can almost assure you that the teacher is not with the Empire.
Medicine has no boundaries.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to work on my lesson plan. Just, like, leave me out of this. Yeah. Fucking add, subtract.
So the Rodian will kind of nod, and although he seems a little bit dejected and is a little bit worse for the wear, he begins to kind of talk. I'm with the Rebel Alliance. We were sent past this boundary into wild space. We were spies. We were spies on an Empire cruiser. They've intercepted communication in wild space. We don't know where, we don't know how, we don't know who sent it, but it's not good. It's not good for the rebellion. We were out there for about a week, and the cruiser got the signal, and we got it. There were 5 of us. There were 5 of us who were sent out there to get this information and to bring it back, and I'm the only one left. I'm trying to get in touch with Cole. He's a part of the Rebel Alliance. He was supposed to meet me here. He was supposed to meet me at that bar. The Empire knows. The Empire knows that we have this information. The information that's on that chip, he'll look at Belandi. The information on that chip could save the Rebel Alliance. If the Empire gets it, there's no telling what it could be. There's no telling. we couldn't decipher it there. We couldn't decipher it on the cruiser, but we know that somebody in the Rebel Alliance might be able to, and it needs to be kept out of their hands. Please help me find Cole. Help me find anybody here, part of the Rebel Alliance. We need to get out of here now. What y'all do?
Bit, what does it look like outside?
Bit is looking. Let me roll a perception check for Bit. I'm just gonna roll something. Okay. I'm actually using real die because I have him here and I'm a nerd. So all right. She'll call back and nobody's. Everything's clear. Nobody's coming here. I don't see anything.
Do you have a ship?
No. My ship was lost. I came in on the same transport as you did.
Doc, do you have a ship?
I arrived on the same. Did I have a ship?
No, you came in on a different ship. You came in on another transport ship with other medical personnel, so you do not have a ship.
Nope, no ship.
And teacher, you don't have a ship, do you?
This is my place of occupation and also where I live. So no, I do not have a ship.
You don't have a ship?
This is quite depressing. Teach. Just gonna let that hang in the air there.
At this point, the Rhodian is looking. I don't know if my communication got to the Rebel Alliance. I thought that it did, but who knows out here? The Empire is moving closer to this district. They know that something is out there. They know that they need something out there. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they have that much power to get that far into wild space. I don't know.
Okay. So you guys are rebels.
Where is your rendezvous point with your team?
I was supposed to meet Cole at the Wampa Cantina here on this space station at TIG, and I told them that I had it with me, that it was secure, but I don't know. I don't know now. So at this point, Noah, how many screens do you have in your classroom?
What do you mean? I got the two main screens that educate the kids.
Okay. On your two education screens, the notes that you previously had for your class were up, and they had that you had left them up. The screens flicker off. It goes black. About 2 seconds later, an image flicks back on, and it is the image of a face of a man donned in Imperial officer garb. Does anybody have... Let's see, what do you all need for this?
Knowledge douchebag.
Yeah, knowledge douchebag for that.
Knew it.
Well, yeah, we'll go with Streetwise. I'm gonna use Streetwise for this.
Oh crap.
Oh, you're Streetwise. All of you. The difficulty will be 1 purple, 1 red.
How dare you?
Because nobody here particularly knows what this is.
Yeah, 1 advantage, 2 failures.
Okay.
I don't like it.
I got 3 advantages, 2 failures.
Yeah, we don't know shit.
Yeah, y'all know.
Oh, I got 1 advantage and 1 to spare.
Oh no! Oh no! That is okay.
Why you gotta be like that?
And the dice take it away.
All right. So as the screens pop back on and you see this man in Imperial garb, you believe that he is a part of the Imperial Inquisition group. There's numerous bars and ranks on his lapel, but none of them mean anything to you really. This guy just looks like he is rather decorated, that he has been an established member of the Imperial Navy for some time. So as this image pops on, this man is about in his 50s, looks short, dark hair, very, very imperial looking. This is the standard imperial officer. And he begins to speak. On behalf of the Galactic Empire, I would like to extend my greetings and salutations. I am Imperial Commanding Officer Lear Tenlo. This station, known as Tier 16, T16, or TIG, is now officially and unobjectively a part of the Imperial Occupation Directive D/7213. All inhabitants, commercial and non-commercial, are hereby instructed to remain in your current establishments and await Imperial inspection. All individuals and possessions, to include starships, will be inspected. Any individuals who resist inspection or who attempt to flee will be terminated on sight. You have nothing to fear if you are loyal to the Galactic Empire. Please do not make it any more difficult than it has to be. And that communication will pause and then repeat. It will be on loop.
I take it that's a cue for us to move.
Yeah, I can't stay here. Okay, so I have a weapons cache just underneath one of these desks. Something I collected over the years. Don't think much into it. Hold on, and I'll go over to my pad and I'll press some buttons and then move a chair as like the floor opens up and I pull out a chest. I then open it and look into it. I say, crap. Yeah, someone stole it. I'm sorry, guys. I was really hoping. You know what? A lock on the door, now that I think about it, with this being here. Oh, crap, and they must have taken it while I was sleeping, too.
Yeah, brand.
That Botha just made off with like a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, so we're fucked. What do we... I don't know, guys. That was my contribution.
All right. Well, my contribution then. We make our way to the hangar bay. We steal a ship, and we get off here.
I like that. So, Blondie's gonna push up her sleeves and pull out her blaster and just reload it. So, if you have extra cartridges, I would love to have one.
I think I do.
Is there a weapon for me? Do you guys have something? You know what? I'm fine. I'm fine, and I'll grab a couple of the data pencils, like the little data pad things, and I'll put them in my pocket.
Oh, I'm gonna go over to Noah and ask very nicely, can I have your data pad?
The thing is, this is on loan, so just...
Oh, no. I want to put the chip in there in case,
sure.
if one of us gets grabbed, it'll be you.
What?
Yeah, if you haven't...
Flips it into the little pad and then closes it back up and gives it back to him.
We're all now running from the Empire. It's not just one person. We're all in this together.
Oh no, I'm a pacifist. I have no size or qualms. But I do would love your assistance.
This coming from the doctor with a blaster up her sleeve. Pacifist.
Yeah, and honestly, my teaching license is a little out of date, so I don't know what you guys have done, but the Empire takes that really seriously. So I need to get out.
Right.
The Rhodian is kind of like looking back and forth between all of you, and after seeing the communication, he just shakes his like, this is all not right. This is not how this is supposed to go. This is not how it's supposed to end. This is not. We gotta go. We have to leave.
All right, let's head out.
All right. So Bit is kind of standing guard, and as it sounds like your guys are about to start to leave, she'll run back to Q and tug kind of like on your arm a little bit, and she's like, I think I see people down at the end of the hall. I think they're going to another store.
All right, well, now or never. He'll pick Bit up and put her back on his back.
Now, hold on.
I'm gonna grab our injured guy by his non-injured arm. If you like, stay close.
Let's think about this. Us trying to get to a ship in the condition that we're in with this Rhodian, maybe we should wait until the Imperial officials come in. We perform some violence and we take their uniforms, so it's a little bit easier to move about.
Noah, and how well do you think other Imperials will respond to us wearing Imperial uniforms full of holes?
I mean, are we gonna shoot them? Like, don't shoot them.
That's what I do. I shoot things.
Oh God, can't you shoot them in the face?
Yes, but the body's more of a good chance that they'll.
All right, fine. Let's just walk out with this bleeding Rhodian and see how that works.
I did a wonderful job healing this man.
What? No. I mean, it was obviously good, but he still has a gaping hole in his arm.
By the way, Q will look at the Rhodian. Do you have a weapon?
I have a blaster.
Give it to me.
He'll pause for a moment. I need something to protect myself if I get caught.
It's the rebel.
All right.
Do you let him keep his blaster?
Yeah.
Let's just go.
If he dies, you take his blaster.
Okay.
And he'll push him forward.
All right. So, Noah, you have a good sense of direction in this space station. You have lived here for a couple years. You know kind of the ins and out of this place. You believe that the way that the Imperial inspection has gone previously has been that they land in the main docking bay and they issue out platoons of stormtroopers to go kind of layer by layer of the space station, kind of knocking on doors and doing an inspection. With that in mind, you know that they tend to start at the top and the bottommost regions and kind of move their way to the center, because anybody that they are arresting or they're taking will kind of all be meshed down to the middle, so they have their ship right there so they can escort them to the ship. So you think that is what they're going to do. So as of right now, with your classroom being in kind of the middle portion, you might have some time to make it directly to the hangar bay where the majority of the ships are, but you also know that there are other smaller hangars dotted throughout kind of this space station. Why don't you make me a leadership roll?
Oh my God.
Ooh, leading the party.
Feel the force.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty will be 1 purple, 1 red, and I'm going to throw in 1 black die because it's dark and there are other people here thinking the same thing.
Do I get a blue because I know this place?
Yes, you do.
Yay, guys, I have 1 advantage and 1 failure.
Okay. That wasn't a horrible failure, so that's all right.
Maybe
so
this way.
So you think that there might be another hangar bay, a smaller hangar bay on one of the lower levels. The only problem with this is that you think that that's where since the Empire is going to start also at the bottom, that might get them quicker to you. But you probably have a better chance of finding a ship stealthily and getting off of this place, whereas going through the main hangar would probably make sure that you are seen.
All right, guys, we have to be pretty quiet here if we're gonna get past it. So just follow me and let's do this, and I'll try to stealthily make my way over.
Okay, so I want you guys are going to be some stealthy rolls.
Yay.
Yeah, so why don't we first, how are you moving through the station? I'm guessing Noah is taking point, but then who else is following behind?
I'm gonna be in the middle.
Okay,
Yeah, no, Q will be in the back.
Q is in the back with Bit.
He would, before they walked out, he would lean to the doctor and ask her to watch Bit while he watches the rear of the line.
Hang on, now I'm gonna hold on to Bit's hand.
Don't worry, she won't leave your side, but just in case something happens, just make sure you keep an eye on her.
Hey, my favorite patients are always children.
All right, so Bit will kind of be around Belandi, and the Rhodian will be between Noah and Belandi. I'm calling her Belandi. No, Belandi is her name. Okay. So why don't you all give me some stealthy checks?
Ooh.
I'm gonna roll for our Rhodian friend.
Do
So
we have any challenge pieces?
we do. We got some. Let's see. We're going to use one purple and one red and one black. The red is because we do have stormtroopers in the area that are specifically looking for people being shady. We also have the black die because there are other people, not Imperial, that are shady and looking for people. So that is that. Get his. Sorry.
Yeah, 3 successes and 1 triumph.
Oh.
What?
I got a 2 successes and 2 threats.
Okay.
And I got 2 advantages.
Okay. All right. That's good. As long as there wasn't a critical failure, you guys are doing okay.
Heck
So.
yeah.
So Noah's taking point. Since he has lived on this space station. Noah, you know these kind of hallways fairly well, especially since they're kind of right outside your classroom. You've traveled these every day, just about, and you know them like the back of your hand. You know them with these emergency lights on. You also know that there's a very strong bounty hunter guild presence here, so you know where to avoid. And the sector that you are in, you know, to avoid certain establishments. So you're making your way through this, and as you're moving, other people are moving against you and moving kind of trying to get out of here. So you're going to kind of move them down, take like an escalator type thing down to the next level, and the same thing with the previous levels above is their emergency lights. Every hollow screen in this area and every hollow screen on the space station is repeating the same message that you heard from the Imperial officers, the same video being played over and over again. Actually, I need you, Noah, give me a perception check.
Never. I guess so. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 2 purple.
What? 3 advantages.
3 advantages. Okay. So as you're making your way down to the second layer, you're noticing that what you can see are Imperial stormtroopers are on the level below you. They're not on the one that you're going to, but they are on the level below you. And they're starting to round people up. They're starting to gather people up at blaster point and you know, barking out orders. Stand along the wall. Hands where we can see them. This is an Imperial inspection. Remove all weapons. Remove all items on your person. Throw them in front of you, and that type of sort of direction. And for the most part, these other people are listening, but the tensions are high. So with all of your various successful movements, you manage to kind of move around this, or you're able to kind of duck, since it's not on the same level, you're able to kind of duck along the wall, so you're out of their visage and out of their eye point. But as you're moving from a corridor on your left-hand side, you hear, "Hey, Noah, is that you?"
Who's asking? Do I owe you money?
There's a pause. There's a pause, and a voice says, "No, man, just get in here, man. It's Tando."
Oh, hey, Tando. No. Go in.
Tando is a friend of yours who you've been, you know, who's who you met here. You know him to be as another merchant, but he owns a small arms store here. So it's his voice, and you recognize it after a minute. And do you go into the corridor that he's kind of beckoning you to?
Definitely.
Okay. Do the rest of you follow?
Sure, I have no idea where I am.
Grudgingly.
All right. So you go down this corridor, and this this man will he's small. He's a human. He's older. He'll kind of motion you into a side door. That was a part of his shop. Maybe it's like the back quarters, like where he would live or that type of thing. And he's motioning you in. Quickly.
All right, yeah. Thanks, man. Are we just gonna wait it out? What are we doing here?
So as you guys walk in, he only has like a little lantern, and it's like an electric lantern. It's not a part of the main lights. He's just like, "Oh, I lost my daughter out there.
Oh God.
I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's been picked up already. If they have her, I don't know. Have you seen her?"
I'll think back. Did I see her?
Give me a. Let me think. Give me a perception.
All right. What's the difficulty?
This is 2 purple.
Making my way downtown. 2 successes and 1 threat.
Ooh, okay. So the last time you saw her was earlier today. She does go to your class, and she was a part of that class this morning that you had. But she left with the majority of the other kids when you guys took a break.
Oh man. I saw her earlier today. I haven't seen her since. Do you know where she might be?
Oh man, no, I don't. I don't know where she could have gone to. I with the lights, she probably got afraid.
Oh God. All right. You know what? We'll find her.
That is truly a shame that you've lost your daughter. You should definitely not be a bad father and lose your child anymore.
Hey, it is very hard to lose kids. They're really hard to know where they're at. I understand.
I mean, if it's on the way,
We'll definitely send her your way.
All right, she's small. She's like me. She's human. She's got brown hair.
Yeah.
Please.
Don't worry.
Please, if you see her,
what's her name?
Her name is Gren. Gren.
You got it.
Gren?
We'll find Gren. Don't worry, buddy.
I have a ship down on the bay, down in sector F.
Oh, that's my favorite sector. I think we can help each other. What if we round up your kid, meet back here, or meet at your ship, and we bounce?
Yeah. Let's meet down there.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but teacher license.
Just gonna tap Noah on the shoulder and be like,
Yeah.
You sure you don't owe him money? Are you sure?
I think we lost count. Yeah.
All right. So he will he'll nod and say it's on the dock, or it's on the floor, the ground, or the level below us on section F, hangar F. You've seen my ship before, right?
I've probably seen it. Also, I call shotgun.
Do you know how to fly?
No.
Then you'll sit in the back with the rest.
I mean, this is my friend, so I don't know. Like, I called shotgun, so we should. This is unimportant right now. We'll go find your kid. We'll meet you over there. I'll see you later, man.
All right, just please find her, please.
No, I will. Yeah, I'm her teacher.
All
Teacher
right.
gotta teach.
If you leave, there's a back corridor behind our shops. If you go there and take the load lift down, you'll be able to avoid the main escalators that they're probably looking at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, I had to like bring up all the supplies through the main hallway, go up the stairs and stuff.
Oh no, there's a load lift. They didn't tell you that?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
God, oh, man, I could have. You know what? I'm mad a little bit, but I'm gonna swallow it. We'll meet you there.
Hey. All right. So, you guys continue on.
I'm gonna start looking for this.
Gren.
Gren.
Yep.
How do
Gonna
you do
double
that?
check my pockets.
I'll see if I can get to one of the computers and see if I can look at the different video cameras to try to spot her.
All right. Give me a computers roll.
While he's
Computers.
doing that, I'm keeping lookout as best I
Alright.
can.
What's the
Give me a
difficulty?
perception roll, Daniel.
What's the difficulty?
Oh, sorry. The challenge rating is
One purple? Okay, cool.
no. Nope. Oh no. Oh
What?
no. This is a rather daunting task
Uh-oh.
because the Empire has locked down the computer system for this space station. So we're going to do 2 purples and a red.
Oh no.
Oh no, as well as 1 black.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
And mine?
Oh, yours is 2 purple.
3 advantages, 6 failures.
Oh dear, Mitchell. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
That's fine. What was your perception, Daniel?
2 advantages, 1 success.
2 advantages, 1 success. Okay. So, Noah, as you're typing on the computer, all the normal passwords and pass clearances that you would have had are not working. In fact, you keep getting an error message saying cease and desist. Cease and desist.
I'm pretty sure password was my password, so come on, let's
Password,
do
1, 2,
this.
3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So, as Noah is typing on this, Q, you start to hear radio communication from what sounds like troopers. They start far off, but you can tell that they're moving closer to your location currently.
All right. So upon hearing that, he will turn around and be like, "All right, we're moving."
We are?
Yeah, no, they're. You can hear radio chatter in the distance. We gotta go.
Oh god, alright. How are we gonna find Gwen then?
We'll
Gwen.
keep an eye out for her as we keep going. If not, he'll
Well,
cover Bit's ears as he sees. If not, we'll kill him when we get to the ship and we'll leave.
that's my friend.
he's standing right there.
I'm standing right here.
Let's
Roll it.
We got so Tandu will immediately be like, we've got to go. I've got to leave. I'll meet you down there, and
Is
he
there-
will.
Is there a back way?
Yeah. There's a point. There's the door back there will lead you back to the back corridors and to the load lift. I gotta grab something. Just go.
Okay, we're gonna find her. And I will. Okay. I'm just gonna look around. I'll do my best. Come on, guys. And I'll just try to stealth around till I find this kid.
He's
And
gonna roll through the back way door. There you go.
and do you follow him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys move through the back into the back hallways of this place. Like I said, it looks like that the front half was all stores and other merchants, and then there is a back hallway that leads to a load lift. So you're making your way back there. When you start to get to the load lift, Give me perception checks, guys.
Ooh.
Okay.
Never.
The challenge.
Challenge is 2 purple die.
Ooh. 2 advantages, 1 failure.
1 success, 2 advantages.
2 advantages.
All right. From behind you, you hear blaster shots. Pew 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 pew. Pew pew pew.
Oh.
What do
How
you guys
close are they?
do? They are pretty close. Do you think that maybe they came from where you just were?
Who was over there?
Quickly.
Your friend.
Are you really sure we don't owe money? Because if you do, I have credits on me, and I will just throw them at them, and we'll throw them out the airlock. So let's go.
I will, I'm gonna just stealth back.
Stealth back?
Come
Yeah.
on.
All right, you can stealth back. All right.
Q is getting visibly agitated at this point.
Going the opposite direction. I am heading straight for the ship. I got the road in by the arm. By the good arm.
He says thank you. All right, so your challenge for this stealth move is 1 purple, 1 red, 1 black. I'm sorry, 2 purple.
2
I
purple,
said
1
1
red,
purple.
1 black.
2 purple, 1 red, 1 black.
Let's do this.
Do it, buddy.
Q is covering him with his rifle as
Are
he...
you following him?
No, I'm posting up and like watching him as he's going.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the scope of his rifle. So he sat down, took his rifle out, laid down, got a comfortable spot, and is watching him sneak off.
Okay.
I'm busy looking for the ship.
And where do you
floor.
put? Where do you tell Bit to go anywhere?
He is supposed to stay with the doctor.
Okay. Does the doctor tell Bit to go anywhere?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I tell her, stay close, let's go.
Okay.
We gotta find the
Okay.
ship.
She stays close. She stays with you. And
1 advantage, 1 threat for me.
yeah. Okay. So as you're heading back, you hear the communications from the stormtroopers, and you can tell that they're calming to one another. You can't tell how many there are. There are definitely 2. And they're essentially saying, yeah, we neutralized him. Yeah, he was trying to run. Don't know where he was headed. Doesn't look like he has much here anyway. Yeah. All right, well, go check the back. Make sure there's nothing, nobody back there. And you start to hear footfalls.
I'll get ready to fuck this guy up as he comes into the I pull out my little pencil pad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, do this.
Get him, Miss Frizzle.
Get him, Miss Frizzle.
All right. We're going to do some initiative.
5.
We're going to do some initiative.
All right.
All right. So the way we do initiative is we're doing a vigilance check for this. You roll your vigilance essentially and tell me the number of successes that you have. And I will do the same for mine. Ooh, my stormtroopers.
Yeah, difficulties, or is it just straight vigilance?
It's straight vigilance. You're just telling me the number of successes that you get.
Get out of here. I got 2 success, 1 triumph.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I want a triumph. I have yet to roll a triumph. I am very upset. I got 1 advantage and 1 success, 3 advantages.
Okay.
I got 2 success.
You got 2. Okay. All right. So let me figure out my rolls here. Just kidding. What is my vigilance? Ooh. I wish I had my vigilance that I had for my chiss.
No, I'm glad you don't.
I'm really glad that you guys don't either. But all right, let's just roll this. Okay. Okay. So Noah,
Yeah.
you get the first shot.
All right. Yeah. I'm.
So yeah, the stormtrooper is coming around the corner.
What's the difficulty?
A difficulty to hit.
Yeah.
You're going to roll. Let me see if I get this right. It is. Where to? Sorry, I'm gonna feel like this. Make it. I forget. Hold on. It is one purple and one red. Can do that.
All right.
That's wrong.
Ooh, one success, one triumph.
Ooh. Okay, so what? How much damage does your blaster do?
I don't have anything. I'm using my.
Oh, you're using brawn. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, I'm using my pen. The
Stab
you
them
know
in the
the
neck.
little pen I have to like data pad. I'm just like trying to push it right into their neck, that little
Ow.
soft space where they don't really have armor.
All right. Daniel, what do you do?
I fire at the one that he's not engaged with.
All right. So right now that you only see him and this stormtrooper that came around from the corner.
Oh well, then
You only see one. You can only see one.
I'm shooting the one I can see.
Alrighty. So why don't you give me your ranged light because your black.
And what would the difficulty be?
Okay. So the difficulty is going to be one purple, one red.
All right. So what's that?
But give me a one black die because you are shooting now into combat, shooting with your friend there.
Don't
as
shoot
well.
me.
Alright. Well, either like I get to ignore one black die with my
Mm,
specifics of the blaster rifle I have.
that's fine.
Three successes, 2 advantage.
Okay. And how much damage does your blaster do?
10 damage.
10 damage. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So the stormtrooper, at first is in gets attacked, gets jumped by Mitchell's character, who immediately kind of takes hold, like pushes his his stylus. Let's not make this a stylus. Try and get into his throat, but his throat is completely covered, and that doesn't get anywhere. He's just like, oh, what?
Ah!
However, Daniel's blaster most certainly does hit him. It most certainly hits him, and he goes reeling back against the wall. And he is he's not looking very well, but he I need other troopers here now. Stat. He gives a melee code on his comms, and that is his action. Belandi, what are you doing?
Alani is trying to locate this friggin' ship.
What you were looking at is you were looking at a load lift, which is kind of like a big elevator, but it's open. This is made like for cargo, so you can move
okay.
cargo up and down. So you're staring at this big load lift that has 2 controls on the side, one for up, one for down. So that is what you're looking at, and that's at the end of this hallway where you're kind of all. At the other end is where all the troopers and everything is happening.
Okay, I'm gonna yell over my shoulder to is Tondo with us, or did he stay in the shop?
Tondo was in the shop. You guys left him.
Oh, dang it!
Papa
we
is dead.
forgot. Just gonna start pushing buttons.
Okay. So the load lift does activate. It is luckily on its own circuit grid attached to the emergency lights and energy. So it can move. But switching back to our people, so you hear the quick footsteps of another stormtrooper as another stormtrooper comes out from the back door that you had just exited from your friend's shop. Blaster at the ready, and now going to fire at you, Mitchell.
But can he not?
But can he? So remember that you were taking your soak. Let me know what I'm doing here for this.
Remember, kids, the stormtroopers are the red shirts of every show.
That's why they got ditched. Okay.
I block with my force powers. Wow.
Okay, so do you have any armor or anything?
Sadly, they do not give teachers armor. Very unfortunate.
So like, you don't teach in America then.
Yeah. I know, right?
Oh.
It's the wild outer rim, ma'am.
Alright, so let me see what that is. Okay, alright, so let's do this.
Wait, you really don't have anything that absorbs anything?
I'm a teacher. I don't have anything.
Oh, we sent the squishy guy.
We did, you guys did. It's
We
okay
didn't
though.
send him. He wandered off on his own.
Oh.
I'm sure
Oh.
it's fine.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
you'll
God.
be fine.
No,
It's
you're
fine.
Actually, it is.
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew. Much like the stormtroopers of every single movie ever, he shoots a barrage of laser at you. Pew pew pew. But he is hitting the walls. He is hitting. One skims by your head, fairly close, but it lands on the wall. You stop,
Do I see my friend?
Tando.
Yeah.
No, you don't see him. No. Drop your weapon.
The stylus?
Drop your weapon. You're looking at the.
Drop my stylus.
Move forward.
Like how close?
Move forward.
He was sitting there like, don't move. Don't move.
How-
Daniel, do you do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, from where you were standing, so imagine that this was like kind of a T-shaped hallway. You're down one hallway. The stormtrooper is down the perpendicular one, the one that is you can't see essentially across the corner. You can't see around the corner. So
He's around the corner.
he is around the corner.
Ah, shit. I'm going to hold aim and
Okay.
hopefully, fucking he'll back up and not move forward, drawing the stormtrooper out. Hopefully.
Okay. All right. So Mitchell, you're looking at the barrel end of a laser. What are you moving forward?
Yeah, I'll get a little bit closer, and I'll get close enough to see if I can.
Hands up.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna try to grab it.
Are you gonna try and grab his?
Yeah.
All right. Making a pose, brawn. Okay, it's brawn. So this stormtrooper is has this is not his first rodeo. So your challenge is 1 purple, 1 red, 1 black.
Oof.
Ooh, 2 successes, 1 advantage.
Ooh. All right. So you managed to grab his blaster. However, that does put you in range for another melee attack, counter melee attack. So
Don't do
Let
it,
me-
bro.
I'm going to do it, and I get some stuff. Okay. All right. God damn it.
What?
When people tell you as a GM you don't roll nearly as good as you do as a player, that's true. Damn it.
We don't need to know that. That's why you're supposed to fudge.
I don't fudge.
Don't fudge on me.
So
You a GM, you should fudge.
so the
No one needs to
stormtrooper
know. There you go.
the stormtrooper you have hold of his blaster, and he's trying to wrestle it from you. Get the fuck off, get off. And he's going to push you. He's going to push you back towards the opposite wall. What he doesn't know, though, is that Quigley, you see your friend Noah get suddenly pushed back with a stormtrooper pushing him against the wall. You have a shot to take. You can take your shot.
Can I get a blue die for taking aim for so long?
Yes. Yeah, you actually do. That is a maneuver that you can do. You did do aim, so you do get a blue die for that. This is going to be 1 purple and 1 red.
Did you do it? Did you do the thing?
I got 1 success and 4 advantage. But that means I have a critical.
Yeah, you do. You have a critical.
Which means, let me tell you what this does.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does extra damage because it has an augmented spin barrel. So yeah, it does fucking lot of damage. 14 damage.
Oh Lord. Okay. So at this point, you shoot the stormtrooper. He gets knocked back. Essentially, he takes a shot within his side. He lets go of his blaster as well as Noah. The other stormtrooper that you hit before is up. He has his blaster at the ready, and he's starting to take point as well. So the one trooper is currently knocked back, the other one is taking point. What do you all do?
Well, I mean...
Boring conversation anyway, and I start running.
Okay. Where are you running? What direction are you running?
Down the hallway to the escalator elevator.
The load lift. Okay.
Yeah.
So as he's running away, I'll lay down covering fire while standing up and slowly moving back towards the elevator.
Okay. The stormtrooper technically goes first, so let me roll some shit for you. And you're in a prone position. Okay. So he shoots. He does miss again. Because I hate life. No. He does shoot. He is firing for. He can't pick out which target he is looking for. He's really, he didn't expect this much, this many people in the hallway, and he doesn't, he's a crappy stormtrooper. So he's going to pop off a couple of shots at the guy who's running, Noah. And then as he's moving his blaster, he sees you, Q, and is trying to take a couple of shots, but they're zooming by you. They're hitting the wall next to you. So if you want to shoot, unless Blondie, are you you're seeing Noah running towards you at this point, full.
Oh, good. Over here.
Bit is jumping up and down like, we gotta go
now. So yeah, on the back pedal, after Noah passes Q, they'll peel off one more shot and then run behind Noah.
Okay. All right. So do you want to make another shot
on
your stormtrooper? And you get that extra blue die because you have continued to aim.
All right. And how many purple?
One purple, one red.
Ooh. Boy. 5 successes, 3 threat.
Okay. So each success, they add on to
the
damage. So how much does your blaster do?
10.
Okay. All right. So you managed to pop off a very good shot. The one that you were targeting, the one that had the blaster, you hit him in his shoulder, and he goes reeling back and essentially drops his rifle. So you have disabled him enough to make it to the load lift. You all get there, and thanks to Belandi, who figured out the controls ahead of time, you guys can get on the load lift, and Belandi can push it so it goes down.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, so this will also lead you directly down into the hangar to where you're going to go. It just it does have an open ceiling, so there's that. So
Q is going to shake his head at you, and he's like, no. You don't even have, no.
Hey, how are you doing?
So as you're descending in this load lift, there is, as you're going down the levels, You don't see anybody like no other civilians, will say. But you can see as you're slowly moving down, you guys give me one last stealth check.
Should be good at this by now. Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 2 purple. Just really paying attention.
Oh no. I gotta wash.
Wash is better than failing.
I got 1 success and 2 threats.
Okay, all right. So as you're moving down, nobody's really paying attention to you. You see stormtroopers, but they're, the backs of them, they're not looking at you. However, as you're starting to descend on like the last level, you're moving down, and at the way end, you see a stormtrooper turn around and go, "Hold on! Whoa! What's that?" And before you hear the rest, you're down on the next level. So
just the whole group is like.
All right. So this is where we're going to end it for our first session.
Suspense! Yes!
Yay, suspense. Alrighty.
See, that wasn't so bad at all. You did.
That was great.
Good job.
Thank you, everyone. Wow!
Yay!
Yay! Come back! Ooh, H pass. Yeah, go Jeff McClinsky. Meow, meow, meow.